Green Rover, send those new 5070s right over. As moviegoers prep their popcorn for a super weekend, NVIDIA is prepping its Tensor cores for a super release. Meanwhile, ASUS has been tweaking power delivery design. Jared keeps sending me cute cards and I'm sick of loving them. If you want a little bump in FPS, you might just need a driver update. Mesh case news, Sparkle Pros and eBay Bros. If you want to win, you must build additional pylons. It's time for Meta PC's news. Let's go. Ooh, NVIDIA with a spicy little update for your GPU. NVIDIA's latest DLSS revision reduces VRAM usage by 20% for upscaling. Optimizations reduce overhead. And what's this? A transformer? Optimus Prime? I hardly. These guys are trained well. Besides moving DLSS 4 out of beta, NVIDIA has also optimized VRAM usage in the latest DLSS SDK release. Video cards discovered this, and this is kind of the cool news. This new transformer model reduces VRAM usage by up to 20%. This new transformer model is supposed to holistically look at your frame and help you with that DLSS upscaling. It's a better model. We'll see how that goes down. This is at 1080p. The old transformer model, just to give you an idea, consumed 106.9 megabytes of VRAM. The new one consumes just 85.77.
Zach, isn't that like half?
That's almost half. No, it's not?
Nope.
Damn it! Despite the advantages, you probably won't notice the VRAM improvements in real-world applications. The 20% is for, you guessed it, DLSS only. So it's not gonna impact some of your other stuff. This is primarily for DLSS.
TLDR, they're just working on the AI, the DLSS stuff, and making it more efficient, even though there's not really a need for it.
This is the foundation, right?
Yeah, it's a
so
foundation.
it's the foundation, and this is kind of where they're going. So you're paying that NVIDIA tax, now you know why. That's fun.
Jared, how do you say ASUS?
ASUS.
Yeah, that's the right pronunciation.
That's the right way to say it, right?
That's the way
right
God
way to say
intended
It's
it.
the only way to say it. Look what ASUS is doing. RTX 5090, 5070 Ti, BTF, now official. Is this an Astral card?
Yeah.
BTF Astral card?
Yeah, we got BTF Astro.
Ooh, let's learn about this. Just a few days ago, ASUS shared a video demonstrating the capability of the new high power connector. This upgraded version includes a special adapter that extends the length of the connector to reach compatible BTF motherboards. You have to have that adapter for these motherboards. It's mandatory. What's new is this RTX 50 BTF series now supports 2 power connections through the high power connector or a standard 16-pin power connector located in the same position as on the original non-BTF models.
What happens if you plug in both?
So you've got these tough cards. This white one looks really nice.
I like that a lot.
I like that a
White
ton.
and the silver is really pretty.
And sometimes you see the white versions come out a little bit later, especially with BTF. So the fact that we're seeing some of these is very cool for people that prefer the aesthetic for just an all white build.
Oh, yeah.
And also, who can forget the Astral card?
It's so pretty.
Oh my God.
It's clean. It's what it is. It's clean is what it is.
It's a good looking card. Any way you slice it, you're gonna pay for it out the nose, but it's a good looking card, right? Today, ASUS has listed 3 cards and they have full product pages. You've got images and specs, 2 RTX 5090 ROG Astral models, one with factory overclocking and one without it. And then the 5070 Ti Tough, also available with BTF support. And for that model, they came out with the white version. Even without the adapter, it looks straight up just like the original card. Expensive Astral cards, now you got BTF versions of it. What do you think about that? You gonna get one?
Palit is talking about a slimmer gaming pro series. We're in the summer. Everybody wants a summer body, and Palit wants summer bodies for GPUs.
Ooh. Palit has quietly introduced a new sub-series within its existing gaming pro lineup. Look at these slim daddies, huh?
Sub-series. The daddies in the chat are excited. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
This is why you guys watch. The new Gaming Pro S models are slimmer versions of the original Gaming Pro cards. This is a refreshed design, so not as thick, but the look, they kept it about the same. Both RTX 5070 and 5070 Ti Gaming Pro S variants are triple fan designs, but their thickness has been reduced. Length and width, about the same. These are literally just
slimmer cards. That's the name of the game here.
Good for probably some builds what's the Fractal Terra?
Oh, yeah.
That would be kind of maybe a good build for something like this. It requires a little bit slimmer card where you want to have more room for CPU cooling. They're compatible with the Maker project This idea lets you customize the shroud using some 3D printing, which is a very cool thing. They even provide the CAD files for each model. So if that's your thing, you're into customization and 3D printing, this could be interesting. Now, this is the same company that showed off this Doom card that we were maybe clowning on a little bit too much in previous news. So 3D printing, the world's your oyster. If you want to do that, great, you got a slimmer card. Good job.
If you don't want to do that, you can get one of these cards that Jared found that are super cute. Jared, tell me about.
Thanks, I hate
This
it.
is the cutest little card I've ever seen.
Now, what I don't like this card. The thing that I really don't like about it is they decided, you know what, we're going to make a cute card and we're going to do it with the 50/50.
Oh, no.
That's right. Colorful used to be a Radeon brand, by the way. And now they're back with mid-range. I don't know if you can call 50/50.
I wouldn't call.
With
I would call the
50/50
50/50
a basic range card.
It belongs in an oven, not for destruction, but that's what it can compute. Range.
I'm starting to understand why NVIDIA doesn't return my calls anymore. The Meow series card, very unique. The only card really using orange fans. So if you're like a big orange person, that's great. Also, Colorful has a Battle Axe series that sits just below this, which is a budget card for internet cafes, which I didn't know that was still a thing.
It's for those internet cafes that are still playing StarCraft 1.
That makes sense.
That's what it is.
That makes more sense. Cute card. What do we think about this? Let me know down below.
I just want to tell the viewers that I caught Zach crying the other day, and he was just really, really shaken up because he was looking at our metrics, and about 60% of you aren't subscribed. You're watching news every week, but you're not subscribed.
It's
Zach,
not that hard.
It's not hard.
There's a button. It says subscribe, I think.
Yeah,
it was subscribe on it. Hit that button and throw a like down there.
Show them how easy it is. You just use your hand and a little bit lower. Yeah, there it is right there. Go ahead. That's all it takes.
Wow. So easy. Look at Intel Go. Intel and Sparkle specifically confirmed 3 Arc Pro Battle Mage series models. Now these are packed to the gills with VRAM. 24 gig version, blower style on all these bad boys. 24 gig passive cooled model as well, and a 48 gig dual GPU card.
They're listening.
Style. Intel trying to get in on that workstation side of things, and I know a lot of you guys use it for AI and stuff. So let's dig into it. Until now, only MaxSun had confirmed a dual GPU version of the B60, so Sparkle's listing would be the second known design. Unlike most dual GPU cards, these are not intended for gaming. Instead, they're designed for workstations and AI inference workloads, primarily due to, you guessed it, all that sweet VRAM. Arc Dual GPU cards place 2 GPUs on a single PCB. It shares 8 lanes on a single PCIe interface. So 2 cards, single PCB. These cards expected to come out sometime pretty soon.
So if you want to run your own LLM that like watches your game and teaches you how to be a better Jeff main, you can probably do that.
Ooh, Jeff. No one likes Jeff.
He's so cute.
But everyone likes this channel. Hit subscribe.
Let's talk about cases.
Ooh, I love cases. And this is a case company that I really love. In fact, here's me at CES with their Shark PC. Cooler Master's NR200P V3. This is mini ITX case, which is crazy because I'm about to tell you that it can house a 5090 in it.
Whoa.
$150 chassis.
Is that an Astral in the view right there?
That
they got a 5090 Astral in an ITX.
That looks like a 4090.
Oh yeah, it does look like a 4090.
But I mean, regardless, it's gonna fit a 5090 in there. Cooler Master finally made the NR200P V3 available in retail stores. It's out now. It's on Amazon, $150. The biggest change to the V3, cutout, covered with mesh, because airflow is the name of the game with those big boy GPUs. And that is where the GPU is designed to sit, where they've actually put the mesh in there. We don't talk about cases a whole lot on here, but I know a lot of people are kind of into the smaller cases, and if you can pack power in them, all the more power to you. Nice job, Cooler Master.
Good job, Cooler Master.
You've done good.
You know what today is?
What is it?
4th of
Is it the
July?
4th of July?
It's Independence Day.
America! Yes!
Speaking of that, that means that if they're watching right now and today, on the day of independence, they want to declare freedom from their build and get a new one, they can save a little bit of money.
We're running a sale right now.
Look at those ready to ship. Look at those ready to ship systems. They're $400 off.
Oh, how can we afford that?
I don't know if we can.
Well, it's your game. Go to MetaPCs.com because it's the 4th of July sale, baby.
You can't afford not to do it.
Can't afford not to.
Somebody won the eBay lottery. Check this
I
out.
feel like we have to talk about this because people get ripped off so much. $650 is what this eBay shopper spent. 2 NVIDIA RTX 3090 GPUs he received instead of the 3080s that he ordered.
Woohoo!
Whoa! You never read about this. When
No, you
someone
never
gets
read the
lucky.
wins.
Oh, this is huge. Let's celebrate for a second. An elated eBay shopper is taken to Reddit and he said, man, you know what? I bought 2 RTX 3080 GPUs for $650. And then what showed up? Oh, I don't know. 2 3090s instead. Talk about a win. Emu Are Extinct shared how they paid. Great name, by the way. The haul is actually 2 separate eBay lots, and each of them were listed as Dell GeForce RTX 3080 10 gig GDDR6 cards. When they arrived, the user said, you know what? I actually got 2 RTX 3090 GPUs instead. Those, you could even SLI those.
Yeah. The 3 series you can SLI 3090.
Ooh.
That's like 7,180, right?
Oh, you could play like 3 games super unstable like. That'd be so much fun. The cards were not in fantastic condition, with the buyer reporting that both had bent backplates and some cooling issues. But what did he do? He did what we do best. He bent them back. And he applied.
Like Beckham.
He bent them like Beckham, and he applied some new thermal paste. And guess what? They're working great. Here's the problem. He's got an 850 watt power supply.
That's not going to be enough.
Nope.
Not
New
gonna
power
do it.
supply. New power supply. Which, with all the savings,
You might as well.
might as well do it.
Zach, I want to talk about the 5020 card.
Oh, I've heard it's very good.
It's a
Wait,
5020?
there's not a 5020.
No, it's a 5050, but it should just be a 5020.
Why not? Inno3D has revealed official performance figures on the 5050, which just launched. Board partners who've been preparing for the launch are sharing some results on their 5050 testing. The comparison is not between competitor variants, but instead focuses on previous generations, which is honestly what a lot of people who might be considering this card are doing. They're saying, should I just bear it with the used market instead of getting a 5050? A lot of people are making that decision, so this is really good. Inno3D chose the 3060, although NVIDIA themselves used the 3050 in their comparison, and why wouldn't they? They also included the 4060, which based on available data should be very close in performance. Okay, so we've got some GPU-Z screenshots that confirm the base clock for the 5050, 2317 megahertz, and boost clock 2572. It's not even fully compatible yet because I'm sure we're missing some developer support. And things like
sure.
that. Card uses PCIe 5.0 8 interface and is confirmed to have 32 ROPs and 80 TMUs.
Okay, so 80 TMUs, that means that 80 of these cards are produced by Temu?
Yes, they're
Got it.
Temu cards,
Got it.
essentially. According to the test, the 5050 is slightly inferior to the 4060. So in a lot of these charts that you're seeing here, it's about a couple percentage difference on the 4060 being quicker, a little bit faster than the 5050.
So yeah, takeaway in games, it's not better than the 4060. On benchmarks, it's performing better, but one thing that we're not seeing here is we're not seeing whether or not they're using DLSS and frame gen and other things like that.
Yeah. But again, this is the big decision that people are making. They say, am I just going to go to the secondhand market for this price range of GPU? If you have $250 to spend, what are you doing with it? And there's a lot of people that would prefer to buy a new card, and I totally get that too. So if you are hardcore NVIDIA, if you're hard stuck NVIDIA, $250, spend an extra $50 and get a 5060. That's probably the better route to go if you are hard stuck NVIDIA, you don't want a used card. That's kind of the decision that people are making. The 5070 Super is incoming. That's right, boys and girls. This is a leak from Copite, who usually gets things sometimes right, most of the time.
Yeah, 60% of the time, he's right 100% of the time.
Although the previous RTX 50 information has been accurate, the only exception is the 5080 Super, which is not launched yet. So you got the 5070 Super. These are the leaks that we're talking about today. It's gonna feature the GB205-400 GPU. So full GPU specs, the card would offer 6400 CUDA cores, which is a little bit of an upgrade over the 5070 with 6144, so you get 4% more cores. The main improvement is the memory config, and you're gonna see this on also another card that we're gonna talk about too. 18 gigs of GDDR7 memory. It's almost like that's what we wanted from the 5070.
That's what we wanted all along.
All along. Of course, since the memory still uses that 192-bit memory bus, it would need to adopt those 3 gig modules, which they are going to start using the crap out of in all the super and various variants of these cards. Memory speed would remain unchanged. Total bandwidth would stay the same. Card also, it's gonna use a little bit more power, 270 watts TGP, which is 25 watts higher than your 5070. No release date. I would imagine if I were wearing my tinfoil hat, I would say CES 2026. It just seems like it's so early to me.
It does.
Especially with availability. It's like we're already talking about supers, but regardless, NVIDIA gonna NVIDIA. So very interesting. There's another card that we're gonna talk about too. Another leak?
So that last was a leak, and this one is a hard rumor.
Oh.
But it's also from Copite, so I mean, it could be.
Who knows? NVIDIA is also planning a 5070 Ti Super. Now this is crazy. With 24 gigs of GDDR7 memory. Not just the 5080 Super, not just 5070 Super that NVIDIA is reportedly working on, just hours after sharing specs of the 5070 Super, Copite says, hold up, I'm not done yet. Company is also planning another card reportedly, the 5070 Ti Super, with the Ti being the key detail in all this. Now, this is where things get very interesting. The 5070 Ti Super is going to use the GB203 350 GPU with 8,960 CUDA cores. So
that's a lot more than the 5070.
More than 5070, same core count as the current 5070 Ti. So this card is going to feature 28 gigabit per second GDDR7 memory and a 256 memory bus, meaning bandwidth's not going to change, but this is the big key update. Capacity increasing to 24 gigs of VRAM.
Finally, this is a 50 series card that I think I'd be okay with. Sure. Like, this is the first time that I'm saying, like, I could buy a 50 series card.
350 watt TDP, so 50 watt jump, placing it just 10 watts below the 5080. And also, according to this article, Bench Life is saying CES 2026 is when that would come out. So looking at cards that will it's going to be a while for these to drop. I think NVIDIA is pushing AI and developers into the gaming stack, and they're doing that by releasing these cards that have the VRAM that you need to accomplish the task. So rather than say, I'm gonna push the crap out of workstation, they're gonna say, wait a second, there's a great use in the gaming stack if we can make the VRAM make sense for a lot of these other applications.
That's literally exactly what's been holding me back.
Perfect.
I am the case in point of that.
Yep, 100%. That's exactly what's going on here. In addition to them wanting to dominate every $50 income. Won't come out for a while. It's kind of cool, huh?
Zach, what's that cool little thing sitting next to you?
This thing?
Yeah.
This is T-Force memory, baby. This is Delta. Oh, this?
I'm just kidding.
This is my dog.
Yes, the memory.
This is my puppy. This is the T-Force Delta RGB DDR5 desktop memory. This is 32 gig kit right here.
Nice.
That's kind of cool. You know what? I'd love to learn about it though.
You know what? Let me call up Chance. This is our resident T-Force Delta DDR5 champion. He has this in his own rig.
12 seconds later.
I just installed this in my build, and it has been amazing. So first of all, before we even get into specifics, applicable to all of my current RGB. So I'm able to match it with my build, and it looks really, really nice. I love the design of the RAM sticks. Looking at the thermal temps, I think they did a phenomenal job engineering this. The temps are never too high. The next favorite thing, it's the lifetime warranty.
Ooh.
So if anything goes wrong with this RAM, I can just send it back. No matter what happens, no matter when it happens, they have a comprehensive lifetime warranty, and they'll give you a free replacement for anything that might go wrong. Once I made the upgrade to this, it is noticeable in game, and I'm a competitive guy. Those frames matter.
Guys, this is T-Force Delta RGB DDR5 gaming memory. Thank them so much for being a part of the show. This is a great product. The lifetime warranty is fantastic. It's great RAM, and T-Force. Good stuff. We love T-Force. Guys, that's gonna do it for Meta PCs News, but I have to bring up something very, very important. We launched members on the channel, which people can sign up, become a member of the channel. It's like $5 a month. You get behind the scenes footage, some bloopers. You get to see what's happening around the office while the show is off the air, which is kind of fun. And we've had some people join the Backstage Pass. Henry Creel, MM From Yo Mama, Jared Kindle, damn it, Jared. K's Gaming Pro, Rigo, Avitado, Pink Goose, Soundwave, Ryan Gilpatrick, he works here. Banana, and NoTX Chris. Guys, thank you so much for joining the members on the Meta PCs channel. Hope you're liking the exclusive content that only you guys get. Sign up, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. We'll see you next time.